Hey, Dan here, and it seems I made a little bit of a mistake in one of my past videos where I failed to include all the awesome things about being an ENFP. In fact, someone left a comment. The video they're referring to is on success tips for ENFPs, and I think a really good video. Lots of takeaways, but what was left in the comments, one of the comments was, um, these are really useful tips. The thing is, after watching it, I feel ashamed of my type. Maybe you should include more positive aspects of being an ENFP in your work because it leaves me feeling, or it leaves us with a very pessimistic feel. So that is completely not my intent, and I think I left out some of the good parts of ENFPs because we know what those are often. And in terms of the success tips, what I find as an ENFP is learning to harness your strength is very important, but also learning to deal with some of our shortcomings around shiny object syndrome and other things is important as well. So that video was more focused on dealing with some of our, not so much negative traits, but traits that can be a little self-destructive in terms of finding success in business. In this video, I want to cover the positive sides of being an ENFP, some of our best traits. So if you're an ENFP, sit back, relax, and prepare to feel better about yourself. Number one here. I don't even know why I'm looking at my notes because I eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff. But anyhow, number one is ENFPs, we are very good at making emotional connections with people. And in fact, it's said that ENFPs, when they walk in a room, can read people and a situation better than anyone else, than any other type. So to be able to walk in a room and be like, well, this is an awkward situation. Clearly those two just had a fight or whatever it is. That is a huge skill. And that ability to read a room, if you think about like networking or being, we'd never want to be politicians, that would be disgusting, but that kind of work where you have to go around and meet people and be well liked, perhaps in a sales role or as some kind of a manager or something like that. It's a really good skill to be able to just kind of read and understand people. And it's a skill that we don't often realize other people don't have as much. Building on this positive trait is ENFPs are really good at making friends and connecting with people. It doesn't mean we aren't sometimes shy or insecure or feel introverted from time to time, of course. But in general, if you compare to other types, it is very easy for you, if you're an ENFP, to connect with other people and to make friends. And I don't think we necessarily always realize how difficult it is for other types. That for other people, the ability to go out, have fun, tell stories, it doesn't necessarily come as naturally. So it's really a positive thing. And if we're thinking in terms of like business success or things like that, of course, working that into what you do will help out a lot. Next thing I put down here is generally, maybe always, ENFPs are quick learners. We're very good jack of all trades kind of people. But specifically with that, we're good at learning things and I would say naturally curious. So an ENFP is going to enjoy learning, want new experiences. Some people, you'll ask them, you'll look at their Christmas list or their bucket list, their to-do list, and it's pretty short, if not non-existent. I will challenge you to find an ENFP that does not have an extensive Christmas list if you were to ask them, what are all the things you would want? What are the things you would want to do? What are the places you'd want to visit? It's probably a limitless list. And that natural curiosity and that natural love of life is a really positive thing. So yeah, that's just good, especially because certain people in my life, an ENTJ is very hard to buy Christmas gifts for and takes me days every year to figure out. If he was an ENFP, it would be very easy because he would want a lot more things. With that, just on the quick learner side, building up, is usually an ENFP is someone who's going to be like proactive and take charge. So if you think of someone who can like start their own business or be trusted with a project, ENFPs are pretty comfortable taking on an entire role. So, oh yeah, I'll figure out how to do the website. Yeah, I can manage that. Oh, I'll learn that as I go. We're generally very comfortable learning as we go, figuring things out, basically trusting ourselves to be smart enough to just figure it out and come to a solution. We don't overthink things, where other types might spend days, weeks, or years thinking about their plan, trying to figure out the detail, we're pretty comfortable getting thrown into a bit of a shitstorm and just figuring out what will happen, right? And it usually works out for us. And it's also often an environment we thrive in terms of lots of moving parts, chaos, that kind of thing. Compared to a lot of types, we do very well in uncertainty and in some levels of chaos. In fact, I met, I should say, an ENFP in Berlin, and her job was essentially she worked for a NGO, and basically she was flown into crisis zones. Like, oh, there's just a hurricane that hit Haiti. Like, get her on the phone and she'll handle shit. Which is pretty cool in terms of a role. So that's the extreme level, of course, but I think most of us have that kind of trait running in our blood here. Last and definitely not least is ENFPs. We see the positive side and the potential in people and in life in general. So ENFPs, we are dreamers. We see what is possible. We want a better world. We are idealists with this, and this is a very good thing. We see what can be possible, basically, right? I've already said that, but it's other people see what is or what has been, but to see what could be is a hugely positive trait. And along that lines, to be able to see the potential in others, to see their good side, to see what makes them special or what's great about them is really positive. Not only just in terms of being happy and making the world a better place, but if you are a manager, a coach, like someone who runs workshops, a consultant, and you can see the potential in people, that is huge. That is a really positive trait where you can end up being really inspiring to people because you see more possibility for them than they have seen for themselves. Pretty cool. That is all I have for now. It is not all the positive traits of an ENFP. So in the comments below, whether you are an ENFP, or even better, if there is an ENFP in your life, perhaps you're dating one or married to one, work with one, share below all the positive traits of an ENFP below. Again, in the comments, want to hear from you and what you think are some of your most positive traits if I missed anything here. And I'm sure I did, because there's a lot more to add. Thanks for watching this. If you haven't already, do be sure to watch the video that inspired this one. Now that you know I do not feel negatively, hell, I love myself and I'm an ENFP, so come on, we're the best, all right? Don't tell the other types I said that, okay? I still need them to buy my books, but between you and me, you're my favorites, okay? So, yeah, check out that other video. There's lots of good success tips in there. Personally, I've spent a lot of time coaching ENFPs and as an ENFP figuring out my flaws, my strengths, and how to really still find success and find success maybe because of those strengths and that personality type. And I put it all into that video, so have a watch. Cool, subscribe, check out that video, catch you in another one.